bring experienced players in with us, it's really not a rebuild. It's us building what Coach Larinaga had already started. You got to give Coach Larinaga and his staff a tremendous amount of credit. I've battled with those guys my whole life, and they were really, really, really good.
Yeah.
So the program is on solid ground. You know, his Coach Larinaga and his assistants, Coach Courtney and the rest of those guys, they were really, really good. So taking over here at Miami, there's still a bit of a buzz when you walk in to recruit nationally, and Miami is a national brand. I mean, we can
Absolutely, no doubt about that.
go anywhere in Florida, obviously, but you can go to Atlanta, you can go to Houston, you can go to DC, you can go to LA, and people know who the U is.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of that is because of our football program, obviously, and I'm a diehard U football guy.
Of course.
I grew up right across the street from the stadium over in Carroll City, but University of Miami basketball has been very, very influential in that with Coach Hamilton years and years ago, and Coach Larinaga going to the Final Four. So I think Coach Lucas feels like, hey, Miami has been close to like getting over the hump, and we feel like we're the staff that can help take that next step.
How important is it? You can go ahead and finish.
Sorry, I have one more question. So you talked about 1 and 2 year players. Shelton Henderson, big statement recruit there. How do you guys, how do you see the potential in him overall? And how would you, you have a lot of experience with guys like Scotty Barnes, Patrick Williams, Mike Beasley. Where does he fall in that? What do you, evaluate his potential and his ability to make an instant impact right away?
Well, he's definitely an instant impact guy.
Yeah.
That's not even debatable. He's physically ready to play now. And being a McDonald's All-American and coming out of Houston, he's played high-level basketball. I had Patrick Williams and Scotty Barnes at Florida State, guys that I recruited, and had Dwayne Bacon and Malik Beasley and Terrence Mann. All those guys, he reminds me of those guys in different ways. I think his ability to play multiple positions, his versatility, he can play backup point, he can play through contact right now, and he has a tremendous amount of humility. I think he's a pro. My alarm goes off just like when I had the Scotty Barneses and the Patrick Williams and the Devin Vassell's. It's just a matter of when. Is it 1 or 2? But he's going to get there. We're blessed to have him as a phenomenal recruit by Coach Lucas and the staff. And the development has really been going at a fast pace.
Yeah.
He's playing well, and he's going to be an impact guy in the ACC. I saw something today about him not being in the top 10
I did see
freshmen
that too. Yeah.
in the ACC.
I mean, chip on his shoulder, wouldn't it?
And I love everybody. I ain't mad at nobody. I ain't trying to fight.
Yeah. They got some European guy they've never seen before.
Some people can't read and write and do arithmetic.
Yeah.
If Shelton Henderson ain't in the top 10 freshmen in the ACC.
Great.
So that's what my 32 years of experience tells me. So, you know what? Trey Donaldson, I think, is not getting the credit he deserves. He's really, really, really good. Really tough. Big time free safety when he was in high school.
From New Mexico?
No, that's True
from
Washington.
Oh.
From Michigan.
Oh,
Michigan.
Michigan.
It was at Auburn,
It is
Michigan.
nice.
I think he's going to surprise people. I think Ernest Adu has a chance to be a first-team All-ACC defensive team guy, maybe Player of the Year. I think people are going to be shocked at the offensive versatility of Malik Renew. I think people are going to be shocked by Dante. We talk a lot about Shelton Henderson, but Dante, the freshman from right here, Allen, he's been really, really steady. He's tough. He plays the game the right way. His dad has had him in pro basketball his whole life, so you can coach him hard, and he takes it. He reminds me of Malcolm Brogdon. I recruited him when I was at Georgia Tech back in the day. I think people are going to be surprised about the overall physicality of our team. In our first 2 scrimmages, we got 41 free throws in one and 31 free throws in another. We didn't always hit them, but we was able to get to the line at a fast rate. And I think championship teams, they get to the bonus first. They get to the bonus first. And so when you're a downhill attacking type team, you can win games on the road because you're not always depending on jump shots coming in. Everybody plays the same way now. That's the thing that's discouraging for me about college basketball. Everybody wants to spread the floor, 5 out, low splits, high splits, zoom action, and jack a bunch of threes. I think we're going to be a little different where we still attack the paint and take inside-outside threes. I think inside-outside threes are 65% shots. It's a higher shot analytically. And I think we're going to get more inside-outside threes by attacking your paint and live at the foul line, which gives us a chance to win. So I think people are going to be shocked by Marcus Allen, the hometown kid, coming home, who's a defensive juggernaut and a much, much improved three-point shooter. I'm excited about our team, just our length, our strength. We just got to find a way to shoot it consistently. But I think we can disrupt you enough and pound you enough on the offensive glass that we can find a way to win games. That's the thing about college basketball. You look at a program like Houston, they can win games even when it's ugly, when they don't make shots. You got to be able to take your defense and rebound it on the road. Yes, you got to be able to take your defense and rebound it on the road because the ball's not always going to go in the hole. So we have enough versatility to win a bunch of different ways. And the experience is good.
How's Jay as a coach, as a head coach?
You know what? He's gifted. He's gifted. Some people are born to play, and some people are born to coach. He has an unbelievable ability to be demanding with these kids without being demeaning. Not many 37-year-old head coaches and CEOs can do that. I was a Division I head coach at 37 at my alma mater, Georgia Southern, and I did not have that ability. You know, I was trying to coach the old-fashioned way where you really fire and brimstone kids, and you know, the kids were changing.
That goes on to what we were talking about before. Like that doesn't
The
work
kids,
today.
it doesn't work with
that
the kids
does not
today
work,
so
no.
much. No.
I mean, you know, a Bobby Knight type guy, he couldn't coach 22 minutes in this era.
No.
I mean, it would be over. But again, Jay Lucas, obviously, he's from basketball royalty, a high level of basketball IQ. He understands it. But I think his gift is his ability to be demeaning without being demanding without being demeaning. I think that makes a lot of families trust him and want to play for him. And in this era, I think players get better when they're coached that way.
Coach,
So,
I'm sorry. Just going back to Marcus, how he's doing. You obviously know him well. Just how's he doing? Can you speak more about him?
you know what? He's doing really, really well. His development from Miami, New Orleans with Coach Lawton Williams to Missouri to here has been phenomenal. He fits Coach Lucas's system like a tailor-made suit. He's an elite defender, like a NBA level defender right now. You know him since high school. Obviously, his defense was ahead of his offense, but now his offense is catching up fast. I mean, in the preseason, in live action, he shot 57% from three. That was the highest on our team. Now, he didn't take a bunch of them, but he took the right ones, and he's making them. So he's coming. He's coming fast. I think he's really, really, really going to help us.
So just that experience, not just experience, but winning experience, because they all came from some level of winning, allows you to continue to build rather than just rebuild. And then our credit Jay with our staff, and we have a great staff, really good experience from a lot of different places, and we've done it a lot of different ways. So now we just got to do it collectively.
Thank you. And then just final question: being around the guys, seeing their daily sentiments, do you think there's a little bit of like a chip on their shoulder, like an underestimation, given the preseason ACC rankings that came out?
Yeah.
Is there some sort of like thing like, hey, we know our potential as a unit, we know we can do better than this? Is there something like
For
that?
sure. I think there's definitely a chip on their shoulder, a chip on all of our shoulders. But we're okay with that. I mean, preseason rankings or preseason rankings.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
nobody wins trophies off of those. Nobody hangs banners off of those. So, you know, it's a motivation for our guys. I'm sure it is, and it should be. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's about us getting better. And, you know, when the season comes to an end, we'll see where we're at.
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Coach, what is
Yeah, nice meeting you too.
What has stood out to you preseason practices with this team?
Preseason practices, probably just the level of physicality that we play with. You know, our size across all positions, not just in the front court, but in the back court. We've got really big physical guards, our ability to get in the paint, and just competing at a high level. We have a really competitive group, which, you know, is fun to be around in practice every day, especially when you've been going as long as we have. We're probably 5 months in now. You know, it could get monotonous, it could get boring for some guys, but as long as we're competing, which they are, you know, it's fun.
With Trey's involvement or expectations in all of this, point guard, offensively, defensively, all the expectations, experience that you'll lean on with him. Can you speak on what he's kind of shown you guys and you know, heading into this season with all those things in line?
I'm really familiar with Trey. You know, I recruited him at Florida for a little bit, and then played against him at Georgia for 2 years, then tried to recruit him again when he got in the portal at Auburn. Trey's about winning. Trey's, you know, the ultimate competitor, and his experience both at Auburn and Michigan is going to be so valuable to us here, just from not just as a leader, but just every day, just bringing it every day and understanding what it's going to take to win in February and March and deep into March, because he's been a part of that. So he's been invaluable to this team, especially in year one.
And just what's it been like working with Jay, kind of getting to know everyone on staff, kind of building that camaraderie and everything? What's that been like since you got here?
It's been great. I mean, it's been, you know, like we joke about it a lot in the office. You know, we have a great staff, not just like basketball-wise, but we enjoy each other's company, which honestly in this profession you have to enjoy the people that you work with, because we spend so many hours together. You know, just from day one where we were trying to build the roster out and spend really long hours in the, you know, office and travel everywhere and do all the things you have to do. You have to enjoy the company you're with. Jay makes that really easy because he, you know, he's really organized, he's really detailed, and he has us in our spots. But we have fun together, you know, and we're all competitive. We all want to win. We've all come from winning, and so we want to continue to do that here.
True Washington, just impressions of him and kind of what he's bringing to the table.
Yeah, no, True's competitive. He's competitive as hell. He's, you know, like what people would deem a dog for sure. Just competes on both ends. He's able to get in the paint whenever he wants to. Really just one of those guys that, like, as soon as you go live, like he can change a game, you know, on both ends. And there aren't a lot of guys that have that kind of gift that they can like impact the game like that. But when he wants to, he can just spin a game on its heels a little bit. But you know, and obviously coming from winning, they had won a lot in the Mountain West at New Mexico. But yeah, he's a winner. He's competitive. He's a dog for sure.
And just a couple other guys, with Jordan Key, just him, and bringing in Maddox, just those two guys, how they're kind of doing individually.
Yeah, I think you know, Jay was like really intentional about building the roster out where, you know, we had some guys that were in roles where they're going to buy into the development. You know, we don't want to be a place that we're just a one-stop shop where we're just bringing in 9 new guys every single year. And I think for Jordan specifically, and I'd speak to JJ as well and Trayvon, like those are guys that like they have a bright future. They just have to kind of keep working, and you know, we've sold out as a program in development. You know, not just with, you know, your starters or your top 3 or your top 6 or top 7, but everybody on this roster. You know, we feel confident that everybody on this roster at some point can make an impact for the University of Miami.
You touched on JJ. It kind of reminds me. It seems like a lot of these guys have some sort of connection with each other.
Yeah.
Just from where they're located, where they played, just how has that been in maybe helping? I know it's 13 new players, but just does that help that they know at least somebody?
Yeah, I think the relationship piece is important. I think anywhere from like even our staff, there's a good chunk of our staff, even though we haven't worked together, we've known each other, you know, somewhere along the lines. Same thing with our players. You know, JJ obviously having that relationship with Shelton and having played for JL3. You know, we have some guys that have played for the Knight Riders. We have some guys that haven't played, but they competed in the state against each other, and they've known each other for 3 or 4 or 5, 6 years. So I think just having that, like, I honestly think it gives our program an advantage that even though we are starting, quote, new with a brand new staff and brand new players, there's familiarity. So with familiarity, there could be a little bit quicker process as far as building trust with each other and having some form of continuity, you know.
I want to get your impressions of him and kind of what you're seeing from him on both ends of the floor.
The first thing I would say is Malik's a great kid, great young man. I've been really impressed with him offensively. He's got an ability to score in a variety of ways. He's got really soft hands, catches everything. He's got great footwork. He's strong. He finds a way to create space for himself consistently. He's extended his range on the perimeter. And then defensively, he's physical most of the time. He does a good job getting into pick and roll coverage. And he's got a really high basketball IQ. Malik's got a very good awareness of what's going on while things are happening. He sees things and he can communicate with his teammates in a way that that they respect and they receive what he's saying.
And with Ernest playing off of him, and then again, one of these on both ends of the floor, we hear about his personality, kind of leadership, and you know what he brings to the team with all of those factors in.
Yeah, when you said personality, like I just smiled because that's who Ernest is. He's got a larger-than-life personality. You know he's in the gym as soon as you walk in, you hear him. He's got a high level of energy, and he's just active. You know, he's active with his voice. He's active with his physical approach to the game. And I think he really wants to win. I think he's put a lot of effort into improving as a player and then also doing what coaches ask him to do to help us improve as a team.
I heard you briefly talking about the European guys. Just your impressions of them and kind of all three different skill sets with what they're bringing to a team, but how they've looked so far and kind of getting used to being here.
Yeah, Noam has really proven to be a very good shooter in catch and shoot situations, and he can see the game. He can make decisions and I think all of them are adjusting to the speed of the game and then the physicality of the game. Timo is skilled, and all of them have a high basketball IQ and a great feel for the game. I think Timo does a lot of things defensively that'll never show up on a stat sheet. He's just consistently in the right positions, and he can erase a disadvantage defensively just by an awareness and an understanding. You normally don't see that, especially from a young player. And he's a good catch and shooter behind the line. And then Sally he's just a very large human being. He's incredibly physical, strong, really unselfish. I think he just takes pride in trying to help somebody else have an opportunity and create an advantage for a teammate. And I said this to somebody earlier, like he doesn't care if he touches the ball. And oftentimes, like, you know, you always say the ball has energy and you got to make sure everybody touches the ball in order for them to provide energy on the other end of the floor. I really don't think he cares. He does the same thing the whole time, regardless of whether he touches the ball or not. So I think all three of them have already proven that they can help us. It's just in a different way with each other.
Collectively with the group, what do you kind of notice? What stands out to you about this group heading into the season here?
I think part of it is the collection of each individual allowing us to be pretty balanced. You know, I think we've got good guard play. I think on the wing with Shelton and Timo, we've got good play there, and I think we've got a solid front court, so I think we've got balance. And that's been fun to watch as it's happened, because I think guys are still learning how to play the way Coach wants them to play. Everybody's come from a different role before they got here, and putting it together and then playing together and learning how to play together. It's been fun to watch, but we got a strong group that's big, and I'd like to believe is pretty physical most of the time. So that's been fun to watch too, you know. And you start to fast forward to where you think the team can be, and I'm excited about that.
Just what's it been like for you personally being here, and then your thoughts, you personally, and then your thoughts on the team?
For me, it's been great. I love it here. Staff is awesome. I've known some of the guys for a while now, so it's been great to be able to work alongside them and learn from them. And then I get to be here at home, so I get to stay home and support the home team. So I'm really, really enjoying that. And we're excited for the season. You know, we had a couple scrimmages. We played pretty well. Just ready to get going. I'm really happy with the way we've progressed throughout the summer into the fall. So I think the next step is just those official games and see how we mix in. We got some things to clean up from the scrimmages, but I really like what I saw.
Jay talked a lot about this time of year, understanding lineups, combinations, things like that. What's that process like for you guys as a staff and trying to maximize all of those things? And I assume it's going to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah, I don't think the lineups are officially set. And I think we're trying to find which groups work the best. So obviously we use the scrimmages to help out with that, but as we move forward, and whatever we see statistically or just as we see in flow for which groups work better, we'll try to put those guys in together.
Just your familiarity with Dante and all the things Coach says, we've all seen him be this. How unique is his skill set and just everything he brings to the table?
Well, his number one skill set is winning. I know that maybe not always used as a term for skill, but he's a winner. He plays to win. He brings flow to the team. He brings continuity. He plays hard. He's got a high basketball IQ. I mean, he's helped, the teams that I've coached win so many games, because of his IQ and his willingness to do whatever it takes. And then his work ethic. The guy outworks most people. He's in the gym. He's a gym rat. He wants to improve. He wants to get better. So for him, it's just, there's how much time he gets on that court, which is going to be a lot. And as he continues to grow and learn, those moments where he can take advantage of, he's going to do really well.
With your background with skill development being such a big part of, in addition to the other things you've been able to do before you got here, just how are you translating that part of your coaching, arsenal into this level and with these guys?
As a staff, we think it's extremely important. Specifically, Jay also comes from a player development background, so we share that. But we want our guys to improve. And sometimes I think with the transfer portal we lose that kind of deal. But those guys have been here for 6 months, and I think a lot of them improved because of the work that we put in and the work that they continue to show up. And I think a lot of guys have made huge jumps from just where they were to where they'll be as a start of the season.